Greetings. Joseph Kursky here with you to talk about Sometimes Change Brings Innovation, GIS in Higher Education. Happy to be with you. Educational institutions have always been in a state of change. Today, education must grapple with societal, educational, financial, and technological forces that change more rapidly each year, particularly in the geo-enviro-geotech sphere. How can faculty, administrators, researchers, and facility managers respond to these changes so that their institutions will be relevant and vibrant for decades to come? At the same time, GIS in society, in instruction, and research has changed in these ways and in others. Why does GIS in education matter? Our world faces challenges, and GIS can help us blaze a pathway to a more sustainable, equitable, resilient future. My comments here stem from my work from primary to university level around the world promoting and fostering spatial thinking through geotechnologies in geography and in other disciplines. This includes curriculum development, advisory boards, teaching, writing, and visiting over 300 universities, tribal, technical, and community colleges, and over 300 schools over the past 30 years, where I've done a lot of listening. One challenge is the stagnation or decline of some long-standing GIS and geography programs. Certainly, some are thriving. Some face growth in online programs, grad programs, and a decline in face-to-face undergrad programs. In the past, higher education represented the only major way, other than on-the-job training, that people could learn GIS. While one can argue that some learn GIS on their own, the point is that many ways exist today to learn GIS tools and methods. Certainly, the rise of online programs is one factor competing with your specific institution. GIS software is also easier to learn and use than ever before. Its evolution into a cloud-based environment means that people can learn specific components of it rather than the entire platform. They do so with contextual menus and wizard-driven AI-enabled tools. They access imagery and vector data as services, data services, and collect their own data via field surveys, UAVs, and heads-up digitizing. Traditional college demographics in many parts of the world have changed. Changes in the economy and government funding also impact GIS programs. That said, many institutes of higher education attract those who are mid-career. My view is that it's never too late to get into GIS. There's some GIS saturation in the market, to be sure, where government agencies, nonprofits, and industries have a stable GIS-savvy workforce or are downsizing. GIS is not seen by some as cutting edge any longer. In my opinion, however, today is the most exciting time to get into GIS with web mapping applications, no shortage of problems to solve, AI-driven workflows, just to name a few of these forces listed here. As awareness grows that no instructor or student can learn all of GIS, the network of mentors and collaborators is thriving. It is a vibrant community. There is a continued lack of awareness of GIS as a viable career path. Similar to an elevator where you expect something to happen, GIS is behind the scenes. GIS powers the electricity that you use, the clothing that you're wearing, your rideshare and fitness app, your package delivery, what you ate yesterday, supply chains that gave you the phone that you hold right now, managing the bus that you will take tomorrow, and the plans for your neighborhood as shown here. Perhaps the lack of awareness stems from the relatively few jobs naming GIS in the job title, myself included. GIS has never been in my job title. A related concern is that many students are not discovering GIS until halfway through their undergraduate career, posing challenges in time and money to invest at that point. What if we worked on raising awareness about GIS before students even arrive on campus? Many of us are active in K-12 education and promoting the geographic perspective in other disciplines. It is my hope that these efforts will result in more students entering higher ed already knowing about GIS and wanting to pursue it on your campus. Others I know on campuses promote GIS through sustainability events, their library, and elsewhere. Many GIS programs are in geography departments. Geography as a discipline has always been rather misunderstood, which doesn't help GIS any. Some tell me that geography missed the boat, Joseph, on spatial analysis years ago by not fully embracing it. I don't want to get into a how to save geography discussion here, but number one, as a geographer, sure, Sure, I want my home discipline to thrive and be healthy. And no, I don't favor renaming GIS to remove the geographic, though I do like spatial data science, because to me the geographic is fundamental to its approach to problem solving. It is much more than using maps and analysis. It is teaching content knowledge, skills, and the geographic perspective, as I have here in this stool of geoliteracy. Number two, I feel it will benefit geography by demonstrating to other disciplines across campus that geographic thinking is more important now than ever, and that the whys of where is a set of perspectives and tools that geographers can take a leadership role in on their campus in any discipline, asking the whys of where, as we demonstrated with this book. More people are getting into GIS from outside geography, as GIS spreads into standard organizational workflows and web GIS requiring IT and coding backgrounds. I believe that this widening diversity will strengthen the use of GIS across education and society and provide those with knowledge about GI science to help others, those who don't have time to take your wonderful courses but want to use the tools. In education, GIS has always been a disruptive, barrier-breaking way of thinking and a tool set. This makes it valuable for encouraging critical and holistic thinking, but also sometimes presents a challenge to GIS. Why? Because GIS does not have one standard home in the curriculum, in departments, or in institutions. These 5 forces and these 5 trends matter. None of the decline that is occurring in institutions has to do with faculty not being innovative. To the contrary, the faculty I've been working with over my career have been some of the most creative people that I have ever met. You are leaders making a positive difference. You help students to become positive change agents in their future workplace and in society. I offer this advice. Use modern GIS tools and approaches. Survey 123, ArcGIS Online, including no login methods. Esri Nat Geo's MapMaker, spatial analysis in ArcGIS Online, Living Atlas apps, creating maps and apps, using online data libraries, including ArcGIS hub sites. Teach critical, ethical, holistic, and spatial thinking through GIS. Include problems from local to global scale, a variety of data including population change, natural hazards, natural resources, equity, business behavior, and more. Make much of your instruction hands-on activities. Hands-on activities. As I'm demonstrating here. What will students need to know? Foster the 10 skills that I have online and use my 10 strategies, innovative, multi-scale, etc., that you can find online. Discuss trends and forces acting on GIS, AI, BIM, CAD, GIS, real-time data, and others that you can find online that I have written. Some chaos and turmoil can spark innovation and positive change. Some departments have rebranded, some have merged, some initiatives on campus are not even a traditional program, such as the 10 Across program at Arizona State University. Some course titles have changed, such as the Digital Earth course that I have co-created at the University of Denver and the Beautiful Maps course at Jacksonville University. The University of Wyoming was able to infuse enterprise coding and development instruction after their GIS program became part of computer science. Regional universities, focus your GIS programs on water, energy, business, or another area so as to not be a smaller version of your state university, but rather to fill a unique set of needs. At the University of North Carolina, Charlotte, and elsewhere, GIS is seen as key to a data science program. GIS can serve as a component in the social implications of technology, such as the Atlas program at the University of Colorado. I think the days of a college saying, we've existed for 150 years and we will be around for another 150 years and coasting on past laurels are over. Innovation must happen for those institutions to continue. I believe that the best way to increase the use of GIS is not necessarily to spend all of our energy to save programs, but rather to embed GIS and spatial thinking into mathematics, economics, business, earth and biological science, geography, data science, communication and media, sociology, humanities, civil engineering, planning, design, and other departments on campus. Examples are a fine arts department that I documented online that I worked with at a big state university, and why I wrote the Teaching Mathematics with Interactive Mapping book recently. Part of the challenge, though, is that most campuses are still funded and staffed on a model that is contrary to the interdisciplinary nature of GIS. That is a challenge. Be ready to articulate the value of spatial, holistic, and critical thinking through the application of GIS to solve problems. You can bring that to energy, water, natural hazards, health, transportation, including the UN SDGs, articulating the value that it brings to your own institution and connections to ethics and communication. GIS is valuable in teaching, research, and also in campus administration, helping the campus to attract and recruit new students, be a safer and better place to work, saving campus energy costs, and in other ways. Now, sharing this advice is not meant to minimize some of the real pain that is happening in higher education, where layoffs, closures, and funding cuts are the reality that many colleagues of ours are facing, but my intention is to provide some hope and encouragement. Thanks for being with me.